is Reddit all black?
Because it's on the not sleep, let's not meet subreddit, Reddit.
What the hell did you just say to me?
It's Reddit language. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, okay.
Because you're a mainstreamer.
Mainstreamer.
Now, if we're on the let's not meet. I can't even say those words. Just say the words.
What, let's not meet?
Now, let's not meet subreddit is a subboard where
The let's not meet, not sleep subreddit on Reddit?
yeah. So this subreddit is for stories that aren't paranormal but are freaky deaky
Freaky deaky.
and sleeky meeky. I hate Reddit.
You hate Reddit?
I hate a lot of Reddit.
So what's this about? Squatters? What are squatters exactly?
Well, first off, let me explain it. Excuse me.
I thought I
No, there's
Isn't
more
that-
to it. It's
Oh.
not for fiction or paranormal stories.
Ah.
But who's to say that you can't go on here and type up a story that's fake? Nobody.
Who could say you
You can't. You
can
can
do
say
whatever you want?
Yeah,
I'm
so-
pretty sure there's a fake story Reddit somewhere, subreddit.
this one right here.
Is it?
Now, this was sent in by Lillian. I love you.
Love
Shout
you.
out.
Love you.
This is a story about how these two women are living in their house, and they actually have another roommate. I didn't know. My mom separated from my stepdad in early 2013 when I was 17. He had already threatened to kick me out of his home for multiple reasons. Anything from violating curfew to being bisexual, and really, I wasn't a bad kid. All I did was work and go to school. So I moved out with my mom and agreed to pay a third of the rent, or about $400 a month.
At the time, I made $7.50 an hour to get verbally abused by customers and flip burgers, and I worked around 20 to 25 hours per week. Plus, I went to school. Plus, I had kind of a social life. So usually, on any given week, I was home for about 2 evenings and out otherwise. My mom was pretty lenient with me since I was paying rent, so my curfew was usually between 12 to 2:30 a.m.
And my mom worked full-time at a Wawa that was about 45 minutes away. She was also in school and had a boyfriend that lived a town over. She was home about as often as I was. We had a cat. It was just us. And this apartment used to be a barn. It's split into 4 apartments, 2 on both floors, and has an inaccessible attic and a basement that's creepy as fuck. It's off a main road, a ways back down a driveway in an open field with a few other ancient buildings around it, and not much else besides trees. Initially, we took comfort in this.
But then it got weird. Like, really weird. There was a closet in her bedroom that locked from the inside, and randomly, it would be locked. Same with the pantry. Small things would be moved, and more we noticed we were missing things that would happen by themselves. Did you smoke a bowl out of my grinder? Why or when did you eat all the Cheez-Its? How did the cat flip over the litter box?
It was eerie, but it was right outside of a Civil War zone, a major one said to have hosted the bloodiest battle outside of Gettysburg. It was so dumb, but at first we thought it was a ghost, or we thought it was the other person. Obviously, it was a tense, weird time.
And I was getting sick of my mom smoking my weed. So before I left work one day, after she had left work too, I set up a simple string trap that would snap when she opened the door. I just wanted to know for sure it was her and that we didn't have a pothead poltergeist floating around our house.
An hour before my shift ends, my mom calls me to tell me that she needs to cover another shift, so she'll be doing a double. And did I have bus money to get home? I did, so I went home. To my surprise, the string trap had been tripped, and I was again missing a pinch of weed. I was so sober and beyond explainably paranoid. My chest was starting to feel tight with anxiety, and I grabbed the pepper spray out of my bag. As I left the room, I heard feet shuffling above my head. My heart dropped. I might have even shit myself. I grabbed the paraphernalia, set it somewhere safe outside, and bolted from the house and ran to the Burger King across the street while I dialed 911.
After a little bit, the police showed up. I was beginning to feel like I definitely overreacted. I felt so stupid. I wanted to tell Officer Jones to go home. I changed my mind. There was nobody smoking my weed in my house. But I did feel better when they told me they would go and search the house, and one of them stayed outside to wait with me while the others searched for the footsteps.
And I'm on the phone with my mom, who's a mixture of pissed off and concerned, telling her that it was probably all good. And I'm sorry for scaring her, but then the door to the house swings open. I can hear a struggle and I walk to see it better. A police officer and a husky bearded man are wrestling at the foot of my stairs, just in front of the door. The bearded guy is holding onto the doorknob with one hand. I was so shocked and afraid I had